Welcome, everyone, to episode 37 of the World Stone Keep. This will be our second wizard playthrough that we're doing here, because somebody forgot to, or no, I did remember to record it, but it didn't take for some reason. So we're here now. This will be our second wizard playthrough of the night. Maybe it'll go by quicker.
Too much awesome in one video. Your computer couldn't handle it.
Couldn't be contained.
Dun dun dun.
Round 2, ready, go!
Round 2. Fight!
Fatality!
Sonya. Sub-Zero.
Oh no. What have I done?
Rugged.
Waiting for other players to finish conversation.
Fine, I'll skip all the conversations.
This was very good conversation. Why are we having these conversations? What do you want from me? Did you like that? That was my samurai.
Dead body.
Yeah, I instantly knew what it was from, but I just found it amusing him going, I've never seen anyone fight like that except the four of you.
Wave of force. They're all mine.
Because they don't all spawn at the same time. Because I tried that last time, but I only got 3 of them.
Boom!
You can see little blood splats everywhere.
Okay, so let's go over some of the stuff we covered last show. Since, nobody heard that one, and nobody will hear that one. Favorite spells, the wizard for everybody.
Arcane Orb.
Arcane Orb, that's the little
Like shooting galaxies,
galaxy.
eh?
Yeah. It's a really kind of meaty, powerful spell. It's just got this... It feels awesome casting it.
Mm-hmm. I just wish it shot little shards of ice and then exploded into more shards of ice.
Where have I heard that before?
Sounds familiar.
Ooh,
And
man, crit really
on that note, I have to eat crow. Now that we have all of the rune effects, like we know all of the rune effects, Frozen Orb isn't it's not a rune effect on Arcane Orb like I thought it would be.
Sadly.
Yeah, it's not like I hoped it would be.
Have you seen it anywhere at all in the rune effects?
There's nothing resembling Frozen Orb in game.
That breaks my heart.
There are a couple things that can get close to mimicking it. None that are frost, though. I think what I'm going to use is a comet, so meteor with an obsidian rune to get my frozen death area effect need in. I need to coat the battlefield with just frozen death, so that's what I'll use. But favorite spell in the beta, I think I might go with Electrocute. It's just so practical.
Electrocute!
But I did say before, I really like what they've done with Energy Twister, just because I really hate Twister spells in other games, because you can have a mob right in front of you and you can cast on them and it doesn't hit them, and I think that's a stupid spell. Any spell that does that is really dumb. But in this game, in Diablo 3, it is a semi-seeker, so it'll sort of look out for people and go for them. It's not like it's not like Hungering Arrow Seeker, but it's definitely a seeker.
It's kind of
makes it
I
useful.
have a slight magnetic pull towards monsters, kind of.
Well, I've seen it make 90-degree turns to go, but it's...
Well, I think
whatever.
the description would still fit because, it's so slow that, pretty much any direction it could be pulled.
I got a black mushroom.
Which is epic.
Anybody else get a black mushroom?
Black mushroom.
I only get them the first time, except on my monk for some reason. He has 2 for no reason.
It's a throwback to D1.
That is a big mushroom. Do they
Nice.
say that when you pick it up? And it makes the noise it makes when you pick it up and put it back in your inventory. Bow.
Boom. There you go. That was a good one.
I love all the old throwbacks in the game.
Am I the only one who finds like the whole Adrius story to just be like really sad?
I don't know the whole Adria story.
I was gonna say, I'm kind of curious mostly about the Adria story. So, I can't really say.
Like what actually ended her? Or is she?
Okay, I won't mention some of the stuff that I know from spoilers because I was digging around in the sound files.
How dare you?
How dare I? I was trying to find the disintegrate sound effect.
Did you finally get the SND files to work?
No, but I did find the disintegrate sound effect.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers.
Holy, I've never seen that little event before.
Which one?
That was cool. One of those big buggers that blow up, and he just spiked 4 dudes.
Yep, that's the one I was telling you about.
But from what we learn in the beta, it's just the whole like, okay, so Aiden was the king's son who is the warrior from Diablo 1.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he's Leah's dad and the Dark Wanderer. So basically, after Aiden came out of the first time after slaying Diablo and sticking the stone into his head, he went and saw Aiden. They got busy. She got pregnant. He took off to go try and destroy the world, and then she disappeared.
Yeah, Star Wars.
All I got out of that is the wizard is awesome.
Well, you're on the right video.
Good.
Again.
When you said Star Wars, I was just like, so we're going to find out that the sorceress from Diablo 2 is his twin sister?
Exactly. They look so similar after all.
She definitely was not of a different... I don't know what you call it without being racist. She ain't white.
The sorceress?
Yeah.
Wasn't she?
No.
No, she was kind of Mediterranean looking.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm gonna answer our previous thing earlier with saying the coolest looking spell is Diamond Skin, but
Heck yeah, it is.
favorite it's gonna be Wave of Force. That's just such an awesome ability.
Nice. What about you, Joe? I don't think that's a spell.
Hey, cool.
Mine's Frozen Orb.
Hey, you know
Hands
what?
down.
I'm okay with that.
There was a bunch of runes in Diablo 2.
Oh, wait. We're talking about Diablo 3. That's right. And it's not in there.
Yeah.
Thanks for breaking that to me. I'm depressed now. I can't even concentrate.
Hey, don't
But
make
no.
me maybe whip out the lore notes from the books. Read you some of the spells. 'Cause, you know, all the old school spells, you know, they all had essentially text attached to them.
But
All
my
Latin
favorite
text.
spell, probably Electrocute. It gets the job done very well.
Yeah, it does.
But I also
we didn't
love.
ask what the was. We asked what your favorite was, Joe. Keep
I
up.
also love Frost Nova because it freezes bosses. So it's pretty handy.
What else do you love?
I love Wave of Force because it kicks some ass.
Mm-hmm.
Should I just go down all of them?
Yes. See, because
I
there
see
is
what
no
you're getting
limit.
at.
There is no limit to the awesome that is the wizard.
Tell me how you feel about Arcane Torrent.
I have a question. How do you feel about Storm Armor?
Storm Armor. Actually, haven't gotten it yet. Actually, maybe I'm level
don't like
13.
it.
I have it now. I haven't tried it out. Let me try it out now. I'll get back to you. Storm Armor.
Well, like I said in the previous one, I'm not a big fan of any of the armors without runes, and I find Ice Armor has some really cool rune effects. Well, one that I really like is basically there's a
Check this
aura
out.
around you that slows everything.
Come here.
But-
Don't attack. Don't attack. Don't attack.
Oh, sorry.
It was spawning
Yeah.
the little half dudes. I never noticed that before because I'm generally killing things too fast.
What was? Huh? What? Who?
There's a big pile of bodies that was spitting out the little half dudes.
Really?
Yeah.
Rad.
Yeah, it was kind of awesome looking, and then I threw a galaxy at it.
Yeah. After me saying like 15 times,
Don't do it.
kill this.
It's if you said it like once as it was in flight.
Can't stop galaxies, man.
Yeah,
Who do you think you
yeah.
are here?
This is the wizard we're talking about.
Once the galaxy's
Uncontrollable
going. Not even Galacticus can stop power. Is that his name?
Guy's
What was
a
his name?
pansy.
Galactus.
Yeah, was that it?
Dude, we're on Dark Phoenix level of power going on here, okay? But as I was saying about the armors, energy armor has some really cool effects on it. Like you can get the rune that gives you plus 40 static arcane power, so you can run around with 140. But storm armor, nah.
Exactly. That's why I asked about that specific skill for Ken, because of all the epicness to say about the wizard. Kind of feels like an exception, doesn't it?
It's actually pretty good. Like the armor skills, kind of like things like blinding flash. They suffer in the beta because you don't really need them at all.
Yeah.
Well, I would actually give that one a little bit more credit because it looks cool. It does look really cool when you're just blinding everything like crazy.
It may look cool, but if I can't find a use for it, it's dead to me.
I mean, it'd be useful to you if, you didn't kill everything in one shot and it'd take 800 hits to kill you. I mean,
See, here's the thing: is
Well,
the other armors get rune effects that that can give you passive bonuses. Like there's the aura for the cold one. Energy armor gives you the passive AP, or I think it also has a damage one, or no, it reduces the cost of all of your spells, which is really cool and really useful, right? You could always use an AP reduction in all your spells. And storm armor doesn't have anything. It does damage. Oh no.
It's totally got that
No,
like
hang on. I've got to eat my words. Storm armor does have a use. It's the one that has the reduce the arcane power.
Ooh.
also I think the like
again.
passive, just the static electricity rune effect is pretty good. Just do damage to stuff by walking near it.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't it have another one where your crits will arc lightning?
Yeah, you crit. It shoots a nearby enemy for weapon damage.
I'd like to point out I killed the boss before anyone showed up.
Nope, I took a few shots at him.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Oh, I was pretty close. It would have been
drank some
already
orange
dead if it was
juice.
the monk.
I was sitting there reveling in the idea that a spell I thought had no use for the wizard actually has a pretty good one. So now I'm struggling to find a useless spell for the wizard.
Here's some crow. You want to eat it?
What is it that the other armor does now, since you got them mixed up?
That's the energy armor gives you the static AP buff.
Ah.
So right now, if you just get energy armor basic, it increases your defense but decreases your max AP. You can get one that instead of decreasing your max AP, it increases it by a lot, which is really good if you want to do a heavy AP build, like use Blizzard and Meteor. I mean, those things are both 60 AP each, right? Which, when you have 100 arcane power to start, assuming you don't have any items that increase your AP, it's really good. Holy, who's taking forever on this combo?
Say what? What combo?
Conversation?
This was very good conversation. I was busy selling stuff.
I don't know how you could be. I mean, you got the Cauldron of Jordan.
That's what I'm talking about.
See, already there's a ton of like customization builds you can do with the wizard. So far for me it looks like there's more you can do with wizard builds than you can with the other classes. At this point, obviously that's gonna change as the game comes along.
I think a large part of that is that there's nothing on the wizard list that really seems like it's mandatory. You know, the monk, can cover this when we get to it, but Dashing Strike seems like you kind of have to have it almost.
I think, honestly, the only reason you can really say that is because the wizard doesn't have teleport in the beta. If he did, everyone would get it.
No, that's not actually what I'm talking about. I'm more referring to customizing the character itself with like what items you get, what stats you get. See, the barbarian
you're saying, like,
has
playing off of a variety of different things, like you could go for a crit focus build or an AP generation build.
Right, exactly. You have, for example, the barbarian has a special stat that it can stack, which is I think it's like every fury spent you gain health.
Right.
But the wizard's is every time you crit you gain arcane power. And I said it before, like one of the really good builds that I see coming out with that is Blizzard with an Alabaster rune that causes it to crit 80% of the time, which, I mean, yeah, that's just going to cause you to get a lot of AP back, which can, you don't have to spend as much maybe you don't need to spend a skill slot on Storm Armor to get higher AP. You can just cast Blizzard and that Blizzard will pay for itself right away. And that's just cool. Stuff you can do.
You didn't get to make your comment there, Ken, about
wizard
what you did
sniping.
last time.
Yeah, I know. I was too busy yapping about other cool stuff. But yeah, so we killed all of those guys from the top of the stairs. I don't see you doing that with any other class. Oh, but the monk will get in there real fast. Wave dash. Yeah, well, guess what? On Inferno, when you're under geared and you suck, you're just going to dash into your death faster. But I'm going to kill them all and get fat loots.
The problem with that is that the monk is never under geared and never sucks. So
wait, hang on. Let's go back to that. What was the B-roll we just saw, where the monk was like pounding on those like 18 guys forever and ever and ever, and never killed like anything that entire beta footage.
That was just selected. Okay.
I was gonna say Photoshop.
You mean where they had to put the monk against things 3 times its level just to make it interesting?
You know very well the monk is like one of the most fragile classes, right? Like that's the point of it.
No, it's not. It's actually one of the tankiest.
Nope. Maybe in this beta, but I can tank with my wizard. But you look at the description of the monk, it's a fast but fragile warrior.
Kaboom!
See, but the thing that doesn't hold, because half of their abilities are crowd control, and
has to be crowd control because if he ever gets hit, he's dead.
like crowd control, dodge, passive health regeneration, armor boosts,
blind. Yeah.
So it's like, maybe it's like, if you're just playing the monk where you walk into stuff and don't hit your skills, he's fragile. But they've got they've got all of the control and tank type skills.
Maybe if you played the monk like a barbarian, me smash. Then yeah, you might.
Well, no, you're supposed to play them like fast and control everything and dodge around them, because if you don't, you're gonna get smashed because you're.
But this is the thing: is they've got, you can get insanely high passive dodge on the monk.
That doesn't make him any less fragile. That makes him fast.
And you can also triple your armor.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll still compare to somebody like the barbarian, who you could say is a tank class. But, I mean, tank, quote, right? We're using those terms loosely, obviously.
Except all the barbarians got is good base hit points.
Well, here's the thing. I can say the exact same thing about the wizard. The wizard has a ton of armor boosting skills, if I so desire. That doesn't make the wizard a tanky class.
You could make him a tanky class.
You could do a build that makes him take more damage, yeah, but yeah, it still won't be able to take as much as like a normal barbarian.
I'm gonna
The thing
branch
is,
out
like-
here and say that all classes are DPS.
Exactly. They definitely are.
We're arguing semantics here.
No, I mean, really, we have nothing to say because it's just the beta, but we'll see in Inferno mode just how tanky your monks are.
Well, when you cower up on top of the staircase hoping that everything is dead, I'll
You
be
dang
down
straight.
on the floor level.
Dead.
Wizard sniping
Smush.
for the win.
Yeah, I will definitely be as far away from the action as possible. Better believe it. I'm not under any false delusions. I know the wizard gets popped in about 3 seconds. No, that's too long. Way faster than that.
Way faster.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why the wizard has teleport.
Unless,
I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm a big fan of such skills. And
You know what? It's really neat that the way they've done it, that I don't feel obligated to get teleport.
yeah, I mean, like I say, I do very unusual builds on purpose, and it won't really be a necessity to get if you design it properly, especially if you're thinking about, say, the melee build or something like that, because he's going to benefit from being in close range.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to need to escape.
Yeah, well, that and like teleport before was a mode. Like you take Diablo 2, there are skills you got, 1 point in just because teleport was a mode of transportation. Now it's a panic button, but I mean, you
Right.
get 1 point in warmth just because mana regen. Stuff you put 1 point into like an armor spell if you so desire. But,
Yeah.
You mean those passives? Gosh.
yeah, there's stuff like that. Right, 1
Yeah.
point into energy orb just because. I mean, you're like a fire sorceress, but you put 3 points into the lightning tree just
Because you have to.
Just because
Yeah.
everyone benefits from having static, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't feel it's necessary to get teleport since it's a panic button, and I don't plan on panicking too much.
Right. And let's be honest, right now, dashing strike is a mode of transportation as long as you have targets in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't do damage, really. It's pretty much like a regular hit. It's just, it closes the gap instantly. Especially if you've got, like, a wizard you're fighting and he's trying to create space and you don't like that.
You know who was in the PvP demo I played at BlizzCon? You want to know who's really good at closing the gap that the wizard creates?
Barbarian?
Mm-hmm. The barbarian is very good at it.
Attack!
Ancient spear?
Ancient
Get over here!
Yeah, and then they also have that I run real fast skill too.
Was that our second Mortal Kombat reference?
Yes, it was.
With electrocute and
Charge?
charge bullet, guess who I am? All I do is a Superman attack.
Were you talking about charge a minute ago with the barbarian? Is that what it's called?
I honestly.
Quick, everyone!
Wave of force.
The force.
In the middle.
Oh, I got it.
We have to test my theory.
We're missing somebody.
Dan, where are you?
Picking up loot.
Just wait.
Just be cool.
It's not like we're gonna die.
All right, I'm here.
Wave of force.
In the middle.
Come in the middle.
It works.
Wow.
Well, it only needed 3 of us because he waved a force at the top.
Correct, sir. Correct.
That is pretty sweet.
Rad.
Would have looked cooler if we were all there and like right as the event started, it just ended. But you know what it is? It's cool.
It is what it is.
I do miss teleport going through these little places when you have barbarians and monks and everybody just flying over all the obstacles and you have to walk around. It does hurt my feelings a little.
I really want to see Ray of Frost. I think that's going to be really useful in actual combat.
Yeah. You guys know about the King Leoric bug? Where if you kill him, or if you leave the game before he explodes, you actually keep that last waypoint, and so you can do endless King Leoric runs very quickly.
So long as you leave before he explodes?
Yeah, you leave kind of like when he's about to die, and then, it's a 10-second timer until you drop the game. So he dies, and then he goes up in the air, and so if you leave before he pops, you'll be able to have that last waypoint right there.
Alright, here we go. Let's charge bolt this fool.
You know what every boss has in common?
What?
In some way they all pop like a tick. It's very strange.
One thing I do find a little bit strange about the wizard is there's no signature spell that is fire.
That is true. That's very true.
You're pulling my leg.
Well, there's 2 that are lightning, though.
It was Meteor that originally.
You've got Magic Missile, Arcane, Shock, Pulse, and Electrocute, both lightning, and Spectral, it's physical.
Explosive Blast is physical, too. Hydra's fire.
No, I'm saying signature spells that are fire.
Oh.
I mean, I know the wizard was leaning a little bit away from fire and more into the arcane and such, but just thought it was interesting that 2 of them were lightning and none of them were fire.
Yeah, it seems pretty clear they were trying to create at least a degree of separation between the old sorcerers and the wizard.
Yeah,
the keynote there was fire replaced with arcane.
Yep. Except for
does anybody
giants.
need a tome of training? I have
Good
10.
one. No, you could probably sell it in the auction. Oh, wait.
I'll take them. I don't think I've finished training my guy.
No?
I stopped when I couldn't use the stuff he couldn't. I was making stuff I couldn't use, so I just stopped. And I was like, meh.
That's smart.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what the shop looked like.
Then I also used all my monies on making stuff.
Right.
It was getting expensive. All right, let's see how this goes. Whoa! I really can't notice a difference. Holy crap. This is expensive.
Yeah, cleared out pretty
we
much
didn't
all
talk
my
about
gold
the
when I did
animation. We talked about the animation clipping in the first playthrough, but not in this one.
Not in this one. You want to demonstrate?
All right, so what you can do is by having a skill on your mouse and a skill on a keybind, different skills, you can clip off the backswing of your animation in order to cast spells faster. So I have Energy Twister on my mouse and Arcane Orb on a keybind. Now, if we watch Energy Twister, I'm spamming it right now, and you can probably hear me clicking. And so that's about as fast as it goes. Anyone have any quote?
What?
It didn't link it. I'm sorry. I was saying the nightmare difficulty crafting thing.
Okay.
It failed. Carry on.
So, by hitting Arcane Orb the moment Energy Twister finishes its primary animation, right as the wizard, we can cut off the backswing part where he resets to his sort of default standing position. And it looks like it's a little hard to pull off with these two, or it's not hard to pull off, but it stop spamming stuff. Cluttering the screen. It's all it's possible to see.
Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing?
There we go. We saw it.
So you can drop, in this case, an Energy Twister and an Arcane Orb right on top of each other.
And it works.
And now this is something that some people were like, oh, well, it's a bug. But it's not, because the point behind it is that skills like Vault, Teleport, Dashing Strike, they want them to be really responsive. When you hit oh crap button, it should do its job rather than waiting for you to finish resetting your swing. So you can use this rocking back and forth between your mouse and your keyboard to do more damage faster.
More damage, more better.
More damage, more better.
Is anyone watching me decapitate Hadrig?
Trying to.
He just won't die.
Pew pew, shoot you with my little wand. Any other things that we talked about last show that we didn't in this one?
We talked about how amazing the wizard is.
I think we covered that.
Oh, did we? Do we cover how they shoot freaking galaxies? Like, come on.
Pew pew. So yeah, I guess that'll.
Yeah.
What?
What's missing was my arcane, magic missile action from last game, exploding bodies with it. Because it's all underrated and no one wants to use magic missile. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, it's because, like, it's one of the spells that you really want a rune with, just like Poison Dart.
Yeah, totally.
I think Magic Missile is way better than Poison Dart, though.
Yeah,
It's faster, it feels better as a skill.
Looks cooler. It's done by a wizard, damage. Not a witch doctor.
The only point I saw in using Poison Dart was when I was playing with Jordan, and he would get to everything first on his monk. And so, being the witch doctor, I like to spam my frogs. You kind of have to be close for everything, and it would be dead by the time I got there. So I would just stand back and shoot my darts everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be going for King Leoric, and he'd already be dead. So he just had to shoot darts at him.
That extreme. But you get the gist. You made me slip my mind into something else.
Timer. What's the time? How long did that take us?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't timing it.
It was probably about 15 minutes.
It's probably because I found everything first.
Did go by pretty quickly. So yeah, I guess that'll do it for the wizard playthrough. We got 2 more after this, the monk and demon hunter, which we'll probably do sometime in the near future. But
Monk is gonna be amazing.
Yep, my money's on that one being the fastest, simply because of Dashing
Wizard
Strike.
was.
So because of Dashing Strike and Dan's completely twinked out character with 105 DPS.
Wow, that's impressive. Mine's got, I don't know, like 65 DPS, but he's using the rope fist and attacks really fast. So it's just kind of impressive to watch.
It's hard to say what my DPS is since I don't swing with a weapon. I think it's about 1 billion because I shoot a freaking galaxy. Hello. Have you seen my galaxy?
Quit talking about your phone. Let's get back to business.
Actually, no, that's true. I do have the galaxy.
Wow, what a coincidence.
That's true.
I really like the Frost Nova and Wave of Force actually moving the tabards around.
Ooh, that's cool. I never noticed that. If you run out of range while you're inspecting someone, all their stuff disappears. But as soon as you get back in range, it comes back.
Yeah, I noticed that pretty early on, actually, just simply because when I'm inspecting people, it's generally out in the world because no one's sitting in town.
Yeah. Alrighty, that'll do it for the wizard playthrough. Say goodbye, gentlemen.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Farewell.
We'll see you all next time on the World Stone Keep.